All right. So we're here today. I wanted to talk about relational trauma for a minute. So I understand that different countries, different cultures have their own way of interpreting what is relational trauma or what trauma is. And one of the reasons why this becomes so important and vital that we talk about is because there's so much misinformation about that. People think trauma is something physical that happens to you when you get into an accident, when you get into some kind of, if you have a chronic illness, and that is traumatic. Those are traumatic. There's medical trauma, but there's also emotional and psychological trauma that most people don't know about. Today, I want to talk to you about relational trauma, which encompasses the injury that we have during relationships. And this usually starts during childhood when you have experienced adverse childhood experiences and you have been treated in a way that or mistreated growing up, when you've been sexually abused, when you've been sexually harassed, sexually violated, psychologically repressed, you've had some kind of injury during your growing up years, that really could impact your adulthood, and it has a profound impact on your adulthood. In fact, there is a dose-response relationship between adverse childhood experiences and and a maladaptive adult life. And people don't know this. You kind of start thinking, what is wrong with me? Why can't I have relationships? Why am I so under duress? And you can't pinpoint it. And you're exhibiting a lot of maladaptive or adverse symptoms that you cannot pinpoint. You don't know where it's starting from. And a lot of this can be dated right back to childhood injuries that you've experienced. And that has a significant bearing on your relationships. It's during childhood that we're supposed to build templates that would help us in life. It is during childhood that we're supposed to learn to trust. It's when we're supposed to learn how to give and take. It's when we're supposed to learn how to self-soothe and other-soothe. Those are the places where we learn forgiveness. We learn that it's okay for someone to leave because they're going to come back. Those are the places where you learn how to be an adult. But when you don't have that during the childhood, when that is injured in some way, either because there's been all kinds of abuse, there's been medical issues during growing up, one of your parents was severely ill, maybe you didn't live with your parents and you were abused, even sometimes going to boarding school, being sent away sometimes has an impact on the child, and no one is addressing this. This is what we do in JARS education. We train you, we help you see the correlation or the relationship between what happened in childhood, adverse childhood experiences, or developmental trauma, and how it impacts your relationship. Is one of the trainings that we have. And did you know that if you have a faulty foundation from childhood, then you're susceptible to more other traumas, which then leads into a complexity of trauma. So we are in the healing business. We are in the restoration business. So if you're a coach, if you are a psychologist, if you are a church leader, if you are a religious leader of any kind, if you're an organizational leader and you have not been trained in trauma care, and you've not been trained in trauma-informed care, you need to click the link that is going to follow this video and talk to us. We want to help you. And before I leave today, I just want you to say one of the things you can do right now. What is one thing you can do right now? You can decide, I am going to change. I am going to heal. This 2022 will see a new me. And you can start by learning how to breathe. So breathe in through your nostrils for 5 seconds. Hold it for 6 seconds and breathe out for 8 through your mouth like you're blowing into a balloon. So let's practice that. Breathe in. And that's it for today. I'll see you next time with Dr. Marina. Bye-bye. All right.